Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Gurudev Ki. We will not have much opportunity to do this. One more day. Welcome to the last but one day for the 14th annual Festival of Bhakti Yoga in Houston. We have just one little announcement, that is for the benefit of the temple. We sold 2 G clays of Shamarani Didi and only 2 are left. 2 G clays of Shamarani Didi signed by Srila Gurudev. Only 2 are left, so we are giving 50% off. 50% off. Padmanabha is taking 1. They are the book cover picture of.
And I'll select for double the price.
Gaur Prabhanande. Book cover of Prem Samput and Chamatkar Chandrika. We'll make a deal with you.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे तन्मय hearty obeisance and in the lotus feet of light. Parmarartha from Guru Padma Manitra Lila Pravishtam Vishnupada Sutta Satsma Bhakti Pragyan Goswami. And same in the lotus feet of my Shiksha Guru. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupada Sutta Satsma Bhakti Vedant Swami Maharaj ki jai. My dear sannyasis, brahmacharis, Vaishnava and Vaishnavika. Krishna became some bigger. And as you heard yesterday, that Krishna with his followers, Val, he used to go to the houses of Gopi, motherly mood gopis, and anyhow to steal butter, milk or anything in their houses. And how we began to do problem for them, they began to complain, Mother Yashoda, your Lala has become very naughty, you should control. But all gopis were happy that Krishna was going in his house. They had austerities for this. But they know that Mother Yashoda does not know anything about Krishna, these sweet pastimes. So, they, pretending the complaint, they used to tell Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda only laughing, something telling, but she in the end thought, my house butter is not sweet. And that is why Krishna goes to other gopis' house and there he stones and takes. Better I should milk myself, my cows, Bhavali, Shyamali, Surabhi, and myself I should make yogurt and churn. So decided this, and that very day was Deepavali. Mother Yashoda sent all his maid servants to their houses to make Deepavali, and alone she was in house and churning house. She was so beautiful that you can think that how beautiful Krishna coming from her womb. Same color, though sometimes somewhere it is written that Yashoda was of golden color, but not just like Krishna color. So Krishna blessed this color came for Mother Yashoda, and tune from the neck of Mother Yashoda came in the neck of Krishna. So Krishna sings so well. So Mother Yashoda was chanting and observing his sweet pastimes, his boyhood sweet pastimes, and chanting Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So after this, Prem Priyajan will explain what happened.
Hello. ज्ञानन्दनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकै तदाहले कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। First of all, after my Sastangandavat Pushpanjali, thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, Asmadaya Paramarajatama Guru Pada Padma, Om Vishnu Pada Ashtotara Satasisimat, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, after my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Sirupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara, and after my pranam to Anantya Jagandi Padagan and all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So Srila Gurudev ordered me to elaborate upon this beautiful pastime, Dham Bhajan Leela of Sri Krishna, that has been described so wonderfully by Sri Shukadev Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam, and expanded even more beautifully by our Gaudiya Acharyas such as Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Thakur in their commentaries. So as we heard from the lotus lips of Srila Gurudev, Mother Yashoda, she was thinking that my friends, they come to my house and they complain to me that my child is going to their house to steal butter. It may be that the butter in their house tastes better than the butter in my house. But if I were to make the butter myself with so much love, then Krishna, he'll be satisfied and he won't have to go and steal from door to door, makan, butter and mishri. So, Mother Yashoda, she milked the cow Padmaganda. Her milk is so fragrant, it smells like lotus flowers. And from this milk she made yogurt, and then on the early morning of Deepavali, she began to churn this yogurt and make butter for Sri Krishna. So, how Mother Yashoda was so beautiful. She is very healthy, and her bangles are jingling together like cartels. And the churning rod is moving in the yogurt. Dik-tan, dik-tan, making a sound like a mridanga as she's singing kirtan of Krishna's name, form, qualities and pastimes, completely absorbed in remembrance of her child. So if anyone would do kirtan, then Sri Krishna is attracted. So Sri Krishna, he was lying asleep on the bed of Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda had placed his hands on top of a pillow. So that Krishna would be lying there asleep thinking, my mother is here. But when he started to wake up, he was feeling around. And then he realized, oh, it's not my mother, it's a pillow. And he was hungry, he wanted to drink her breast milk. So he got down from the bed, and he was so small, so it was difficult for him. He slid down backwards on his stomach onto the ground, and then began to come out from that room to the place where Mother Yashoda was churning the yogurt. So as Krishna came, he looked so beautiful, quite naked, only wearing a chain of bells around his waist. And his mother has put kajal, black kajal, on his eyes, but now he's crying. And some of the tears are mixing with the black kajal and making a black stream down his face and down his belly. And on the other side, he has rubbed the kajal from his eye with his hand. So the tears without kajal are running this side. So two rivers, one white and one black, like the Ganga and Jamuna, and they're mixing together in his belly button. It's Triveni Prayag. And in this way, Krishna is stumbling, rubbing his eyes, crying, calling for his mother. Oh Maya! Amma! Amma means mother. This is the first words that Krishna spoke. Amma, Amma. This is why the first word of all the Vedas is Om. Because it is the first word of the Supreme Lord calling Amma, Amma, calling his mom. So Krishna, he was loudly calling for his mother, but Mother Yashoda, she could not hear because she was absorbed in Krishna Nam and churning the yogurt. She looked so beautiful. She was dressed in silk, and this silk was so fine, you could fold it over 10 times, and even fold it over 10 times, it would still fit underneath your fingernail. So being dressed in such fine silk, and her beauty was peeping out through the silk. And she was churning and singing the names of Shri Krishna. In this way, Shri Krishna gradually approached his mother, and he put one hand on the churning rod, and with another hand he pulled on her veil. Then Mother Yashoda came out from her absorption in Krishna, and so Shri Krishna. From one absorption in Krishna to another. So that Krishna was there, and pulling on her veil, because he was eager to drink her breast milk. So then Mother Yashoda, she took Krishna into her lap and gave him her breast, and she beheld the beautiful face of her child taking her breast milk. At that moment, tears began to stream from her eyes, and bhakti became bhakti rasa. Bhakti and bhakti rasa are not the same thing. But when vibhav, anubhav, sattvic bhav, and vyabhachari bhav, 5 rasa samagri, ingredients of rasa, mixed together, then it becomes bhakti rasa. And one of the sattvic bhavs that Mother Yashoda has, which is only there in Vatsalya Ras, is the streaming of milk from her breast. This is a current of Vatsalya Prem, and Krishna was tasting that love. But in the meantime, Mother Yashoda looked and saw that on the stove there was milk that was boiling, and now this milk was about to boil over. Why? Because the milk was thinking, alas, my life is useless. Because Krishna's belly is unlimited. In his belly all the universes are there, in the belly of Krishna. And at the same time, the breast milk of Mother Yashoda is also unlimited, because it is greater than Kshirasagar, the ocean of milk, because it is the ocean of her Vatsalya Prem. So her milk is unlimited, his belly is unlimited, this drinking will go on forever. When will I get a chance to do some seva? So the milk, he felt, like Narayana Das Thakur has written, Kenova achaye prana kisuka lagiya Narottama dasa keno nagelo moriya. If I have no chance to serve Sri Krishna, why do I stay alive? There's no need to live in this world. And in this way, the milk jumped out of the pot and was going into the fire, committing suicide on the pretext of boiling over. Seeing this, Mother Yashoda, she was very kind. She put down Krishna and went to save the milk. So here Mother Yashoda is like Guru. The Guru has complete happiness, totally perfect, self-satisfied in his service to the divine couple. Yet still, seeing that another living entity is crying, being bereft of the opportunity to serve Sri Krishna, then Sri Guru puts aside his own bhajan and reaches out towards those living entities and gives them an opportunity to serve also. So Mother Yashoda, she was going to give this milk an opportunity to serve. Now, Sri Krishna, he's very strong. Now he's about 2.5 years old. But when he was only 6 days old, Putana, who has the strength in her arms of 60,000 elephants, she had Krishna on her breast, and she said, "Child, leave me, leave me." But she could not get Krishna off her breast, even having the strength of 60,000 elephants, when Krishna was only 6 days old. But now Krishna is 2.5. He's much stronger. And he's holding on to the breast of Mother Yashoda with both hands. He's holding on to her body with both legs, and holding on as tight as he can with his mouth. And Krishna was applying all of his force. But Mother Yashoda very easily, with one hand, with the left hand, she just said, "Sit down," and put him there. He was helpless. Because Sri Krishna is completely overpowered by the praying of Mother Yashoda. So she set off and she sprinkled water on the milk to stop the milk from boiling over. Now one may say, Krishna is upset. What kind of bhakti is this? But is bhakti about how to upset Krishna? No. Bhakti is for the benefit of Krishna. So even though Krishna was upset, she thought, from my breast milk, I cannot make yogurt, I cannot make sandesh, I cannot make sweet rice. So Krishna likes all of these things. So I should go and save the milk. So even though Krishna was upset, Mother Yashoda went and took care of the milk. In the meantime, Krishna, his face was red. He stamped his foot. He bit his lip in anger. Oh, why did she do that? I'll teach my mother a good lesson. So he saw that there was a pestle for grinding spices. And he took that pestle and he looked at the big pot of yogurt that she was churning. He knew that the top of the pot is thick, but the bottom part is somewhat thin. And he took the pestle and he threw it at the pot of yogurt, and it made a hole. But what happens if you make a hole in the bottom, then by the pressure, all the yogurt sprays out like a hose. And yogurt sprayed out across the kitchen. Krishna was amazed. How beautiful! There's yogurt everywhere in the kitchen. He was very happy. But then the next moment he thought, uh-oh, when my mother comes and sees this mess, I'll be in trouble. So it's time to leave the scene of the crime. So then Krishna, he thought he should make himself scarce, and he left. In the meantime, Mother Yashoda came back and saw that the kitchen was in a mess. There was yogurt everywhere. And she thought, where did Krishna go? And then she noticed something. Even though Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He's omniscient, omnipresent, and all-pervading. In Vrindavan, He is covered by the prema of His devotees. He has forgotten that He's Supreme Lord. He thinks He's the son of Mother Yashoda. So even though he thought he would escape, what did he do? Like a small child, inadvertently, he walked through the yogurt. And the yogurt was all over his feet. So he left a trail of yogurty footprints all the way to his hiding place. So, just as a policeman knows how to find the criminal by looking at the clues, Mother Yashoda, she saw the footprints. And she began to follow them. Following the footprints, she came to a door to a storeroom that was little open, and she peered in. When she looked inside, she saw that Krishna had climbed onto the top of a grinding mortar, and he had reached up to take butter from a pot. And he was feeding this butter to so many monkeys and also crows. Why was Krishna feeding the monkeys? Because in his previous incarnation as Lord Ramachandra, so many monkeys helped him build a bridge across to Lanka and invade Lanka and return with Sita to Ayodhya. But at that time, the Lord Ram, he was a resident of the forest. He didn't have anything to feed the monkeys or reward them. So now in this incarnation, Krishna was thinking, oh, now I will feed you all. And he was feeding butter to the monkeys and also to the crows, because they came in the dynasty of Kakabhoshandi, who also helped Lord Ram. So Mother Yashoda saw, oh my child, he's so naughty, feeding the crows and the monkeys. I'll catch him. And she took a stick in her hand to chastise him. And she began to sneak up on Krishna. So you know that a cat knows the art of how to walk, even on dry leaves, without making a rustling sound. So Mother Yashoda, with a stick in her hand, she began to walk like a cat, very gently, in the direction of Krishna, whose back was turned towards her. As Krishna was feeding the monkeys and the crows, just as Mother Yashoda became very close to him, the monkeys, they began to run away. The crows began to fly away. And Krishna thought, why are they leaving? It must be because there's someone behind me. And just as Mother Yashoda was about to catch him, Krishna realized that someone was behind him. And he jumped down from the grinding mortar and began to run. So Mother Yashoda was running after Krishna. And Krishna was running in a zigzag way. So that Mother Yashoda, who was somewhat healthy, as they say, she was unable to keep up with him. So then Krishna saw that there was another door, the outer door that led outside into the road. And he thought, my mother, she's very chaste, so she's not all dressed and decorated in such a way that she should be seen in public. So if I go out into the street, then my mother will be too shy to follow me. So surely I'll be safe. So Krishna, he ran outside. So Mother Yashoda, running after him, came to the door, and then she paused. I shouldn't go out dressed like this. But anyway, it's Diwali, everyone's at home, there's no one moving around in the street, I'll go anyway and catch him. So then Mother Yashoda, she ran out, and she was chasing Krishna. So as she was running after Krishna, she said, hey you, Bandar Bandhu, friend of a monkey, did you break the pot? Who broke the pot? He said, oh mother, I did not break the pot. You broke the pot. You have very big nupur, ankle bells, and when you got up to run away, your ankle bell hit the pot, and the pot was broken. She said, who was feeding the monkeys? Krishna said, he who created the monkeys feeds the monkeys. It's true. So Krishna was very cheeky. So finally Mother Yashoda, she took her stick, and she drew it back like this, as if she were to throw it at Krishna. And Krishna flinched and covered himself. And then Mother Yashoda, she had the chance. With her left hand, she took Krishna's right hand. And in her right hand, she raised her stick. So Krishna, being a little baby, he ran behind her legs like this, so she couldn't hit him. And he was very much afraid. Rudantam muhonetra yukmam rijantam karamboja yukvena satankanetram. See, Krishna was breathing heavily, tears coming from his eyes, rubbing his eyes again and again. And his eyes are filled with fear of his mother. All the scriptures say, Apana sansutim gorang yanna ma vivasogrinam tatasa jo vimucheta yad vibeti swayam vayam. This world is full of fear. But fear personified is afraid of the name, even the name of Krishna. But Krishna himself, he is afraid of Mother Yashoda. What shall she do? Lord Brahmaji, he said, Pantastu koti satavatsara sampragamyo vayor tapi manaso muni pungyavanam. The great rishis and yogis who can travel at the speed of the wind or at the speed of mind for thousands of years, they are unable to catch the Achincha Tattva, Sri Krishna. He is inconceivable and beyond the reach of the mind and senses. But Mother Yashoda, she could do what all the great yogis could not do, and catch Krishna. She could catch the Supreme Lord because of the power of her love. So then, Mother Yashoda, seeing the fear in Krishna's eyes, she thought, oh, I should not punish him with a stick. Because if he gets too afraid, if he's too much traumatized, then when he grows up he'll be maladjusted and there'll be many problems in his life. So Mother Yashoda, she put the stick aside, and she thought his partner in crime was the grinding mortar. He stood on the grinding mortar in order to take the butter. So the grinding mortar is Krishna's accomplice. So I should tie the two of them together, and then I can go about my housework, and Krishna, he'll be limited. So the area in which he can commit his mischief will be somewhat limited. So then Mother Yashoda, she took Krishna, and she took a rope, and she tried to put the rope around Sri Krishna's waist. But when she put it around his waist, it was 2 fingers too short. So she took another rope and tied it together, and again put it around his waist. Again, it was 2 fingers too short. She told her Sakis, oh, bring from your houses your ropes. So her Sakis bought their ropes. She tied them all together. Always it was 2 fingers too short. The significance of this is that Sri Krishna cannot be bound unless one does sadhana. his own practices. But even sadhan will not be enough. The other finger is kripa, the grace of the Lord. When our sadhan is very intense, and when the Lord's mercy is placed on top of that, then Krishna allows himself to be bound. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he met some Pandits of the Sri Sampradaya, and they were quarreling with each other. Some were saying everything depends on mercy of God, and others were saying everything depends on sadhan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, it is just like if you have fallen in a well, you cannot get out. If someone gives a rope in that well, if you hold on to the rope very tightly, but they don't pull, you stay in the well. If they pull the rope but you don't hold on, then you also stay in the well. But if you hold on tightly and they also pull, then you can get out. So in the same way, if a devotee makes very determined and persistent endeavors in the practice of Bhakti Yoga, that is like holding on to the rope. Then the mercy of Guru and Krishna will come, and that devotee will be lifted beyond the material world to Goloka Vrindavan. So this is the significance of two fingers. Sadhan and kripa both are required. So for many hours Madhya Yashoda was trying to bind him, and her Sakhis were laughing. They said, oh, it is not written on your forehead that you can bind your son. But Madhya Yashoda was thinking, oh, he is not more intelligent than me. He is my baby, he came from my womb. I must bind him. She made a very strong vow, greatly determined. So when the devotee is greatly determined, and Krishna sees that they are endeavoring again and again, then his mercy comes. So Shukadeva Goswami said, Drishtva Parasramam Krishna Kripayasit Sabandhane. Seeing that Madhya Yashoda's face was red, that she was becoming tired, that she was covered with drops of perspiration, Krishna's heart melted. And then Madhya Yashoda, just taking one small rope from her hair, put it around Krishna's waist and bound him to the grinding mortar. Now the job was done, she went to take care of her housework.
Vishnu will translate. So translate, I will speak in Hindi. जब यशोदा मैया कृष्ण को बांध दिया, सोचा जी अभी नहीं बांधेंगे तो कहीं यमुना में नहीं गिर जाए, कहीं वन में नहीं चला जाए, तब तक मैं घर का काम कर लूं और ये शांत हो जाएगा, फिर इसको बंधन खोल करके और इसको स्तन दूंगी। इतने में बलदेव जो उपानंद जी के घर गए थे, वे रोहिणी मैया के साथ में आए। बलदेव जी ने पूछा, अरे कृष्ण को बांधा कौन? बड़े जोश मैंने क्रोधित होकर के बोले, जो कोई होगा उसे मैं दंड दूंगा। श्रीराम ने कृष्ण के बलदेव जी के कान में कहा, यशोदा मैया ने बांधा। तब तो वो शांत हो गए, उनका क्रोध यशोदा मैया के सामने कुछ नहीं चलेगा, शांत हो गए। कृष्ण अब तक तो रो रहे थे, अब आंख के आंसू सूख गए हैं, किंतु काजल की धारा यहाँ तक सब भरा पड़ा है, मुख ऐसे ऐसे करते करते। देखो सुप्रीम लॉर्ड, लॉर्ड ऑफ द लॉर्ड, और मैया यशोदा के डर से रोते हैं। ये यशोदा जी की वात्सल्य भावना है। कृष्ण ने कहा, उनको उसी समय में स्मरण हुआ, नारद जी ने कुबेर के दो पुत्रों को नलकुबर और मणिग्रह को अभिसंपात दिया है, वृक्ष योनि में जाओ और कृष्ण द्वापर की युग के अंत में जब आएंगे तो तुम्हारे उनके स्पर्श से तुम्हारा उद्धार हो जाएगा, भक्ति भी होगी। उस समय में जब उनको क्या सत्याभिधातुम निज भक्त भाषितुम, उन्होंने कहा बच्चों को ये तुम लोग खेलो ओखल को, और मैं चल रहा हूं आंगन से बाहर जा करके हम लोग खेलेंगे। तब सखाओं ने पीछे से ओखल को ठेलना आरंभ किया और ये भी आगे बढ़े। जब द्वार से निकलना ही था उसी समय में दो अर्जुन के वृक्ष एक साथ जड़े एक साथ और फिर अलग अलग हो गए। कृष्ण उस पार तो चले गए, ओखल रह गई इधर में। कृष्ण ने थोड़ा सा जोर लगाया, स्पर्श ही मात्र किया, तो कृष्ण से वृक्षों का संपर्क नहीं हुआ। वो तो कृष्ण से रस्सी का संपर्क और रस्सी से ओखल का संपर्क, और ओखल के द्वारा ज्यों ही दोनों वृक्ष स्पर्श उनका हुआ त्यों बड़े जोर से और गिर पड़े। जब गिर पड़े तो बड़ा जोर से शब्द हुआ, जो जहां था वहीं से दौड़ा। नंद बाबा ब्रह्मांड घाट में स्नान करने के लिए गए थे, वहीं से दौड़े। मैया यशोदा ने देखा कि कृष्ण कहाँ, कृष्ण तो है नहीं, कहाँ गया, आज ये विपत्ति कहाँ से आ गई। वो भी वहां से दौड़ी, सब गोपियां जितनी भी थी जो जिधर थे उधर से वहीं पर पहुंच गया। हाँ, ट्रांसलेट।
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. So, Shri Gurudev is explaining that Mother Yashoda had bound Krishna so that he may not go and fall or jump in river Jamuna because he was running in the streets of Gokul, or he might go and get lost in the forest because he's running around. So she thought, let me bind him for some time, and in the meantime I will also finish my household work, and he will also get pacified and calm down. So, and after that, once he's pacified, I will release him from his bondage, and then I will also feed him. So at that time, Baldev, he had gone to Upanand's home with Nand Maharaj, and he had finally... Rohini Maiya, sorry. With Rohini Maiya, he had gone to Upanand's home. So he returned back, and then when he saw that Krishna was bound, he became very, very angry, and then asked, who has bound Krishna? So no one was able to answer, but Sri Ram slowly came and whispered in his ears, Mother Yashoda. And when he heard this, he became absolutely calmed down, because now he could also not say anything. So Krishna so far was crying, but by this time his tears had also dried, and there were two long streaks of kajal through his down his cheeks. So he at that time remembered that the two sons of Narad, Manigriv and Nalkuber, had been cursed. Kuber had been cursed, had been cursed by Naradji, and as a result they became trees in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj. So he, remembering this, he wanted to deliver them, so he asked his friends to drag the motor so they could go out in the street and play. So the friends went behind the motor and they pushed Krishna, and Krishna also started crawling. And then when he was almost at the end of the courtyard, coming out of the house, there were these two trees, and the mortar got stuck between the two trees, and with a huge sound, both the trees fell down. So Gurudev is explaining that Krishna was not directly touching, he did not directly touch the trees. He was touching the rope, and the rope was bound to the mortar, and it was a mortar which stuck the trees. But by little effort, he didn't make any special effort, but just little effort, and both these trees came down. So because of this tumultuous sound, huge big sound, Nand Baba, who was at Ramand Ghat, he heard this and wondered where the sound is coming from, and he rushed back to his home. And Yashodaji and other gopis also got very terrified and came out looking where the sound was coming from.
अब तक कृष्ण बच्चों के साथ में हंस रहे थे, खेल रहे थे, किंतु नंद बाबा जब आए तो नंद बाबा को देखकर बड़े जोर से रोने लगे। नंद बाबा देखा जैसे ये क्या, पेड़ ये गिरे हुए हैं, आंधी भी नहीं थी, तूफान भी नहीं था, कुछ भी नहीं था, और ये ऐसे गिरे हैं। यदि ऐसे गिरते तो कृष्ण उसी में चिपट जाता, मारा जाता। उनका हृदय धड़क रहा था और कृष्ण के निकट आए। कृष्ण तो खूब जोर से लंबी लंबी सांसें ले रहे। कृष्ण को उन्होंने गोदी में बैठाया और बैठा करके पूछा, कौन बांधा? बतलाओ कौन बांधा? तो कृष्ण ने कहा, मैया ने बांधा। मैया ने बांधा? बड़ी निष्ठुर है तो उसे मैं मारूंगा। जब कृष्ण ने हाथ पकड़ लिया, इसके बाद में उनका अपने पॉकेट से लड्डू निकाला और कृष्ण को दे दिया और धीरे 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 उनका बंधन खोला। पहले सखाओं ने खोलने की बड़ी चेष्टा की थी। मदमंगल आगे आया, मैं खोल देता हूं। मदमंगल नहीं खोल सका तो सुबह उसे धक्का देकर मैं खोलूंगा, वो भी नहीं। इसके बाद में सिद्धांत, सुबल, मधुमंगल, अर्जुन, लवंग, किंकर इत्यादि बहुत सब सखाया है, कोई भी खोल नहीं सका। वात्सल्य रस का बंधन सख्य और दास्य रस के सेवकों के द्वारा संभव पर नहीं है, नहीं खोल सके। और नंद बाबा ने क्या किया? वात्सल्य रस का बंधन वात्सल्य ही रस खोल सकता है, इसलिए धीरे धीरे खोल दिया। बोले, बांधा कौन? तो मैया। खोला कौन? बाबा। अब कुछ कृष्ण जो जोर जोर से लंबी सांसें ले रहे थे, अब धीरे धीरे कम हो गया, केवल सिसुकते रहे। सिसुकता इस तरह से सांस ले रहे। मैया यशोदा काठ की पुतली के समान में देख रही है, दूर से निकट आने का साहस नहीं है। सोच रहे थे आज यदि ये पेड़ों में दब करके मर जाता तो आज क्या होता। मेरे लिए ये सब हुआ, इसलिए न बोल रही है, न रो रही है, आंख के आंसू भी सूख गए हैं, काठ की पुतली की तरफ में खड़ी है। नंद बाबा ने धीरे धीरे कृष्ण को एक कंधे पर बैठाया और बलदेव को एक कंधे पर बैठाया और ब्रह्मांड घाट गए और ब्रह्मांड घाट जाकर के स्नान किया, बच्चों को भी स्नान किया, कृष्ण को अच्छी तरह से मलमल करके स्नान कराया और गौशाला में गए। गौशाला में जाकर के अपने पॉकेट से मिश्री कृष्ण के या बलदेव के मुख में दे दिया और गायों से घर घर दूध मुख में भर देते और वो पेट भर थारोष्ण दूध एकदम पेट भर करके पिला दिया। इसके बाद में घर आए। घर आते आते पर्याप्त शाम हो गई। आज घर में रसोई नहीं बनी है, सभी भूखे हैं। कृष्ण को केवल दूध और बलदेव को दूध पिला दिया है। जब घर आए तो दोनों को बैठा दिया, एक को बाएं तरफ, एक तरफ में दाएं तरफ। इतने में उपानंद के घर से रोहिणी मैया आई थी, उनकी पत्नी आई थी और बूढ़ी जो स्त्रियां थीं माता की भांति वाली, वे सभी कृष्ण के पास में गई। उन्होंने देखा ये यशोदा की जैसी स्थिति है, अब तो तब तो मरने वाली है, इसलिए इसको किसी प्रकार से कृष्ण को ला करके इसको बचाना है। इसलिए वे नंद बाबा और कृष्ण बलराम के पास में गए। रोहिणी मैया ने बलदेव जी को कहा, जाओ उसको खींच करके पकड़ लाओ कृष्ण को। बलदेव जी गए और पकड़ा। अब तभी राम ने ऐसा, कृष्ण ने ऐसा धक्का दिया कि एकदम गिर पड़े और ऐसे देखते रह गए। तो मुझसे भी आज बलवान हो गया। इसके बाद में उपानंद की पत्नी और रोहिणी मैया निकट में आई। बेटा चलो, चलना नहीं तो मैया तुम्हारी बड़ी दुखी है। नहीं जाऊंगा। नहीं जाएगा तो किसके साथ में खेलेगा? तो ताऊ भैया के साथ में और बाबा के साथ में खेलूंगा। खाएगा क्या? बाबा मिश्री और धारोषण खिला देंगे। तो तू जाएगा नहीं? तो नहीं जाऊंगा। नहीं जाऊंगा। रोहिणी मैया ने कहा, बेटा नहीं जाएगा तो तुम्हारी मैया तुम्हारे लिए जय सिया राम हो जाएगी। तो तब क्या करेगा? जब ही सुने जय सिया राम माने मर जाएगी, तो वही मैया मैया कहते हुए हाथ ऐसे लंबा बढ़ा दिया। उस समय में कृष्ण रोने लगे, मैया मैया। नंद बाबा भी कृष्ण का भाव देख करके मैया मैया वो भी रोने लगे। रोहिणी उपानंद की स्त्री जो वहां पर था सब भाव में विभोर होकर के रोने लगा। इस प्रकार के कृष्ण को ले आकर के मैया यशोदा के गोदी में दे दिया। यशोदा मैया अब तक तो प्राणहीन होकर के चुपचाप थी, काठ की पुतली की तरह। जब कृष्ण को गोदी में पाया, अब तो बिलक बिलक करके खूब जोरों से रोने लगे। तो इस प्रकार से जब रसोई बनी, रोहिणी ने कुछ संक्षेप में बनाया। तो नंद बाबा वहां पर बैठे बलदेव को दाऊ को लेकर के प्रसाद पाने के लिए। उन्होंने कहा कि कृष्ण अपनी मैया को पकड़ लाओ। मैया आ नहीं रही थी आज परोसने के लिए, तो कृष्ण गए उसका अंचल पकड़ करके किसी प्रकार से पकड़ करके ले आए। नंद बाबा और कृष्ण ने प्रसाद पाया। इसके बाद में सब लोगों ने प्रसाद पाया। बोलो माधव यशोदा की, कृष्ण कन्हैया की, दाऊ भैया की, गौ प्रमाण। की
So, Nand Baba, he came back and he saw that these two huge trees had fallen down, and he was wondering that no big storm came, there were no strong winds, so how is it these two trees fell down? And then he saw that Krishna was on the other side, and he got so terrified, what if these trees would have fallen on the same side as Krishna was? Krishna was breathing very heavily, and then he slowly took Krishna and put him in his lap and asked him, who had bound you? So Krishna said, Mother, Maya. So he said, oh, she is so nishthur, so stone-hearted. I will go and beat her. So Krishna immediately held the hand of Nand Baba, indicating, no, please don't beat Maya. So Nand Baba, he took out a laddu from his pocket and gave it to Krishna, and then slowly started untying the rope. So Gurudev explains that this rope was bound by Mother Yashoda, and even though many friends of Krishna tried to unbind him, to open the rope, like Madhumangal, Subal, Sridham and many other friends, but they were not able to open it because Vatsalya Ras is higher than Sakhya Ras. And since it was bound by Mother Yashoda, only Nand Baba was able to open it. So he asked him, who bound? Maya bound. And who opened? Baba. He opened the rope. So by this time Krishna's had slowly, he was not crying that heavily, but just taking some heavy sighing, and he was taking some, his breathing also was calming down. So Yashoda ji, she was standing at a far distance, but she could not muster the strength to come close to Nand Maharaj and Krishna. And she just kept watching them from a far distance. And she was also thinking, she was almost like a statue, and thinking, what if this tree would have fallen on Krishna? So she was very terrified. At that time, Nand Baba, he put Krishna on one shoulder and Balramji on the other one, and took them to Brahman Ghat, where they bathed. And then finally they came back to the Goshala, and there he gave them some mishri in their mouth, and then directly from the udders of the cows, the milk dhara, the stream of milk, straight into their mouth. So now, after drinking this milk, their bellies were full, and then they came inside the house. By this time, it also had become evening time, but the whole house was looking deserted. No one had cooked anything that day. And Mother Yashoda was just sitting on one side as if a wooden puppet. So they sat down in the kitchen area where they used to take prasad, and one side, on the left hand side, and the other side, Baldevji sat down. And by that time, Upanand's wife and Mother Rohini and other elderly gopis who were like mothers, they all had come, and they came to Krishna. And they were wondering that this is the situation of Yashoda, and if we don't take Krishna to her, then she would probably give up her life. So Rohini Maya asked Baldev to go and get Krishna and bring him to Mother Yashoda. When Baldevji went to get Krishna, he pushed him very hard. And Baldevji started wondering, oh, he's so strong, he was a younger brother, and how come he has so much strength that he's even pushed me? So then, after that, Mother Rohini and they all went to, Mother Rohini went to Krishna and asked him that, please come to Maya. So he said, no, I will not go. She said she is very, very sad, very distressed. But he refused to come. So she asked, who's going to feed you? Oh, Baba will feed me. And he will give me mishri and milk. And whom would you play with? With Dao Bhaiya. So like this he was saying, with all the arguments she was giving, he was not ready to come. So finally she said, oh, if you don't come, then she is going to Visiyara, which means that she is just going to give up her body. As soon as Krishna heard this, he became overwhelmed and started crying with both his arms in the upwards, and he ran to Mother Yashoda and then sat in
Maiya,
Maiya, saying Maiya went to Mother Yashoda and sat in her lap. And she, who so far was just sitting as if a stone statue, she also started crying. And Nand Baba seeing this, and Mother Rohini and Upanand's wife, all of them started crying. And so, Hare Krishna.
एतेद्रिक स्वलीलाभिरानंद कुंडे स्वहसमनिमज्जन्तम् अख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषि तर्केषु भक्तैः तत्तम्. Here, in this way, Krishna by boyhood pastimes, he was singing all the gospel, whole breath. There were so many pastimes, but Sukadeva Goswami saw that Parikshit will be only for 7 days, and mostly 4-5 days had been passed, only 2-3 days. So he, in brief, he began to tell. He has told about Phal Vikrayani, fruit seller. Ramchandra will explain that history.
ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमो विष्णुपदाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त नारायण गोस्वामी इति नामने. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम. You know, it is very difficult to speak in front of, especially Srila Gurudev and so many advanced devotees. So, if I tremble, don't think I am humble. I am in trouble. And I pray at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev from the core of my heart and pay my dandavat. Please accept what I say and help me. This fruit seller pastime is very briefly narrated in Srimad Bhagavatam, but Srila Gurudev many times explained very nicely, giving so many things in it. What are the most important thing which we learn? A fruit seller belonging from Mathura, and Krishna was performing his pastime in Gokul. Very young boy, 2.5 years old. So sweet. But how this fruit seller came to know about Krishna? There were many ladies in Braj from low caste. They were making cow dung patties, cake, and selling the wood, going from Braj to Mathura. And they went to fruit seller. They took their basket in their house, basket of kanda, means cow dung cake. Ari Mairi, have not you seen Krishna in Gokul? What is there in Krishna in Gokul? Very beautiful, very handsome, charming, so charming. what is in him? So every time she will come with Kanda and tell her, Krishna is very beautiful. Tadvidi pranipaten paripashnen sevya upadeshanti te jnanam jnanina tattva darshina. Those who have seen him. So they are listening from a person who has seen him. This is called start of bhakti, Shravanam. They are listening about Krishna from them. Oh, and gradually, desire evoked in her heart to see Krishna. Oh, I would like to see him. How does he look like? So what to do? Now I will sell my fruit in Braj. So let me go. I will do two things. I will sell my fruit and I will see Krishna. So she went. But all the fruits were sold in Mathura itself. Basket is empty. What to do? Should we go? Should she go or come back? So Gurudev says, when we advance in bhakti, bhakti is shubdha. Many good things will come. Prestige will come, money will come, ladies will come, and if we get involved, we'll come back. And then she decided, I will sell my fruits in Braj only, not in Mathura. Oh, little more sacrifice. Then she went to Braj. When she reached on the border, all the fruits are sold. Then, very difficult. Again, that lady came with Kanda. Oh, have not you seen Krishna? Oh, what to do? I used to go there, but my fruits are sold out. Oh, you foolish lady. You want to sell your fruit and see Krishna? No. Take all fruits for Krishna. Then you will see him. Now today, she has taken the fruits to give to Krishna. So, if we bring Krishna on priority, still we cannot see Krishna. When we can see Krishna, when we make Krishna only priority. Only. Now today she went directly asking where is the house of Krishna. At Nand Baba door, on his Chabutra platform, she kept her fruit. She was thinking, she will give this fruit to Krishna. She is saying, oh, I will give this fruit to Krishna. Krishna will come and I will see him. Krishna, she's thinking Krishna. Now fruit is there. She wants to say, fruit le lo, fruit. Mango le lo, mango. But she cannot say like this. Fallo, but she could not speak. She is thinking about Krishna. So fal was replaced by Krishna le lo, Govinda le lo, Madhava le lo. Not Madhava, Madhava le lo, Damodar le lo. When the name is chanted by fruit seller from the core of his heart, Shuddhana, only for him, then Krishna came. He took a few grains in his hands. He came. And he is coming. Grains are falling down. Only 2 or 3 grains remained in his hand, and he threw those grains in the basket of this lady. This lady is seeing Krishna coming. Oh my God, I heard from those cow dung petty seller from low class lady, but they could not really describe the beauty of Krishna. He is really so beautiful, more than what they described to me. This is the fact. In material world, whatever beauty we hear about any hero or heroine, but if they come in front of us, we will say, oh, this is the same which we saw in movie. But when it came in question of Krishna, however beautiful we may see, we may hear, but when we see practically, things are different. I remember once Srila Gurudev came to my house, and he saw all the pictures of Krishna I was having in my house, and I said, Gurudev, so beautiful. and Gurudev became very serious. He said, now no photo is so beautiful. Why? When you see, no photo is so beautiful. So she was so much stunned. When she saw Krishna's face, her eyes got stuck on face, on his eyes, on his lips. She could not move. Krishna then raised his hand. Maiya, phal de de. Oh, you want fruit? Will you sit on my lap? Will you say my Maiya? Krishna said, oh my God, Maiya is inside the house. And she says, say me Maiya. How can I do? He saw right, left, no Maiya. Now, that Krishna who says in Gita, don't have attachment for fruit, and now he wants fruit. Fruit of love. And then he sat on the lap and said, Maiya, and then got up. In a second, got up. And then she gave all the fruit much. And then she started giving fruit. Small hands, childish hand, but all the fruits came in his hand. This is called Yog Maya. That's a strange thing. He went away with those fruits inside his house. And this fruit seller, she kept on looking at him. She was totally lost. Her heart went with him. And Krishna gave all the fruits to Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda distributed to everyone, and fruits are not finishing. Then she tried to pick up the basket. Basket was heavy, very heavy. Why it is heavy? She emptied it. Then she opened. She found it was full of jewels, diamonds, and so many precious stones. Now,
that full of jewels. Then अब मोहित से करी सो क्या काम, अब मुझे इन जवाहरातों से मुझे अब क्या जरूरत है? What no use of all jewels and things. And he took that basket
into the Yamuna
and throw it in Jamuna. And then anyone did not saw her where she went.
God Devananda.
Where she went, she became mad after Krishna. And perhaps she left her body and went to Guru Vrindavan, in the form of mother. Gaur Pramad. Now, এরপরে কি আছে? What leela after? Brahma Mohan? No. Dhenukasur. I want to go up to Gopis. So you should explain about Brahma Mohan Leela. Thank you, Ramchandra.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Everyone chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this way, we're hearing about the childhood pastimes of Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who in Vrindavan Dham appears like a beautiful little child of Mother Yashoda. So, this pastime of Krishna's age, where he grew a little bit older, and now he had a desire that he wanted to go out into the forest, because Krishna is a cowherd boy, born in the family of Gopas. What do Gopas do?
Should come here.
What do the Gopas do? They have thousands and thousands and lakhs of cows and calves, and they're completely engaged in looking after the cows, moving from one part of Braj to another part of Braj. So Sri Krishna, in his young boyhood, now he had a desire and he wanted to go out into the forest for herding the young calves. And so there was a special ceremony called Gopastami, where Sri Krishna, now for the first time, he went into the forest of Vrindavan with his young little cowherd boyfriends, his sakas. And now he was going to be herding all the calves, the newly born calves. So actually Mother Yashoda was very much in anxiety about Krishna going into the forest. And she tried in many, many ways to convince Krishna, there is no need for you to go into the forest for herding cows, because we have so many servants, and there is no necessity. You are the prince of Braja. Nanda Baba is the king of Braja. You do not need to personally go. And Krishna was insisting and insisting, no Maya, I want to go. It will be so much fun, I want to go. So finally, Mother Yashoda had to relent, and she insisted that Krishna should, at least going into the forest, he should wear sandals on his feet, because there will be so many little sharp, jagged rocks and stones, and his soft feet are like butter, and maybe he should also keep an umbrella over his head like this. But Krishna told, no, how I can do? All the calves, they are my friends. They are not wearing shoes, so I also have to go barefooted into the forest. And they are not keeping any umbrella. So in this way, finally, this ceremony was performed, that Sri Krishna would go into the forest with his cowherd friends. And every day in the morning time, Sri Krishna would go playing on his flute, passing from out of the houses and joining together with all his cowherd boyfriends. And all of his calves would come there, thousands and thousands of cowherd boyfriends and calves. And they would go marching together, dancing and singing into the forest of Vrindavan. And Mother Yashoda would come and watch, and all on the side of the pathway leading to the forest, all the Brijbasis, they would also gaze and look at the beautiful form of Krishna, and how he was going with his cowherd friends, playing on his flute. So in this way, now Krishna went into the forest. But Mother Yashoda and all the other mothers of the other cowherd boys, they would prepare beautiful lunch bags, and the cowherd boys would take these on their cowherding sticks into the forest, like a sack, like a cloth sack. And inside they would put so many wonderful preparations that they would make out of fruits and yogurt and rice. And in this way the cowherd boys would go into the forest very happily and merrily, and they would go to take their lunch. So, one day, when Krishna was going into the forest in this way, he came to a clearing area with very beautiful meadows and beautiful grasses, and he told his cowherd friends, oh, this is a wonderful place for us to sit down and have our lunch together. So let all the cows and let all the calves graze nearby here. There are very beautiful fresh green grasses for them to chew on. So let them graze just nearby. And all of you please sit here.
The reference of Avhasu.
Oh yes.
And then,
okay. Well, just prior to this pastime, Krishna had also been herding the cows in the forest, and there was one demon named Aghasur, who was also sent by Kans.
Very brief.
Yes. Yeah. So this Aghasur demon was in the form of a huge, gigantic snake. And he was he was coming there, and he wanted to swallow Krishna and to kill Krishna and the cowherd boys. So there's a beautiful description in Srimad Bhagavatam how Krishna, all the cowherd boys, marched into the mouth of this huge, gigantic serpent, and Krishna also went inside. And then the serpent closed his mouth. But by Krishna's mystic power, he actually rescued all the cowherd boys, and he expanded himself and killed the demon by choking him. And the demon's soul, his Jivatma, came out from the top of his head. And when Krishna came out and hovered in the sky, and then when Krishna came out, this shining, luminous light in the sky, the soul of this Aghasur demon, came and entered into the lotus feet of Krishna. So in this way, this pastime went on. But it was actually the same, very same day as this pastime was being enacted in the forest of Vrindavan, where Krishna was herding the calves.
Brahma was looking.
And Brahma ji was in the sky, and he was observing. Because Lord Brahma likes to see. He is a pure devotee of Krishna, and he relishes and tastes all the beautiful pastimes as Krishna is growing up. He's observing. So when he saw this amazing pastime of Aghasur, a desire rose within his heart. Because actually, Yogamaya came and caused Lord Brahma to have some slight doubt in his heart. Who is this young cowherd boy?
Brahma, when he saw that wonderful thing, how beautiful and wonderful, I want to see some other pastime.
Yes. Yes.
And then
Yes.
you perhaps forgotten all.
So Brahmaji, he saw this happen, and Yogamaya caused him to desire to see more beautiful pastimes of Krishna. So when Krishna, now we're returning back to this previous scene, when Krishna was sitting in the open meadow there, all the cowherd boys, they sat in front of Krishna in small circles, and bigger circles, and bigger circles, and there were hundreds and thousands of cowherd boys all surrounding Krishna circularly, and they're sitting on the forest ground, and they brought out their lunch bags. There they had rocks, which were in the shape of little talis, like plates, and they also had leaves, and in this way they brought out their lunches and set it in front of them, all sitting and facing Sri Krishna. Now they began very happily taking their lunch, and all the cowherd boys were looking at the beautiful face of Krishna as they were taking their lunch. But the most amazing thing was that every cowherd boy was seeing that Krishna was personally looking at them. Thousands and thousands of cowherd boys were all experiencing that Krishna was personally looking at them as he was taking his meal. And in this way, Krishna was showing that he is the absolute center, and he is the soul of every soul within everyone's heart. So anyone that wants to reciprocate with Krishna, he can reciprocate with unlimited souls, unlimited persons, and they can have personal, direct relationship with Krishna. So now all the cowherd boys who had so much sakyabhav, so much fraternal affection for Krishna, they began playing and exchanging food, and some of the cowherd boys were also putting the different foodstuffs in one another's mouths, and even with Krishna they were playing. Oh, my dear brother, please taste this, this is so good. They would take it out of their own mouths, put it into Krishna's mouth, and vice versa. So in this way, very intimately, they're playing with the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. So in the meantime, Lord Brahma was observing all of this. And now he thought, I should test to see, is he really the Supreme Lord? So now Lord Brahma decided to play a trick with his own mystic power. So Brahmaji is the creator of the universe. He has tremendous mystical powers. So with his mystic powers, he saw that the calves were grazing nearby, and gradually the calves, he made them wander some distance away, and then he kidnapped those calves and he placed them inside of a cave nearby. So in the meantime, Sri Krishna and the cowherd boys, they noticed, where are the calves? They were grazing here. So now, Sri Krishna told to the cowherd boys, oh, don't worry, don't disturb yourselves. I will personally go and I'll search out all the calves. You just stay here and continue having your lunch. So in the meantime, Krishna went and looked for the calves everywhere. But while he was gone, Lord Brahma came and he also, by his mystic power, he stole the cowherd boys from that place, and he also placed them in that same cave where the calves were. So when Krishna was looking here and there, just like a human child, he was not able to find the calves. He came back to that place, and he also saw that the cowherd boys were not there. So one quality of the Supreme Lord is that although He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and He's Sarvagyata, all-knowing, but when He's enacting His Leelas in Vrindavan, He is like Mugdata. That means like a little boy who knows nothing. So Krishna was thinking, oh, what will happen if I return back at the end of the day without the calves and the cowherd boys? Oh, then Mother Yashoda, she'll become very upset with me, and the other mothers will also. And also Krishna understood that it was actually Brahmaji playing such a trick. So now, Sri Krishna, He expanded His own self as every single cowherd boy and every single calf, with all their particular individual characteristics and qualities, and the colors of their cloth, and their gestures, their voices, every single thing, their nature, their personalities, everything, He completely expanded Himself identical to every one of them. And in this way, Sri Krishna, yes, and all the calves, in their individual colors and everything. So now, Sri Krishna continued in His way in the forest of Vrindavan, playing with the calves and the cowherd boys, which were actually His own self. So now at the end of the day, Krishna came back into the Vrindavan town. And when He came back into the Vrindavan town, now in the form of the calves, He entered into every cowshed. And in the form of the cowherd boys, He entered into every house in Braj. So actually what was going on here? All the residents of Vrindavan, the elderly cowherd ladies and cowherd men, they actually love Krishna even more than their own sons. This is the nature of Krishna Prem. All the Brijvasis, they love Krishna more than their own life and soul. And so they had the opportunity, because it was their desire to have actually Krishna as their own son. Now their desire became fulfilled. They're actually able to breastfeed their Sri Krishna in the form of their own child and to look after Him. And also, all the calves, the cows, they also love Krishna even more than they love their own calves. So now during this time, the calves were coming into the cowshed and they were drinking directly from the udders of the mother cows. And in this way, the mother cows also had their desires fulfilled. And also during this time period, actually, Sri Krishna was performing this Leela for a period of 1 year. And during that 1 year's time, why was it 1 year? Because Lord Brahma, when he went away from that place, after stealing the calves, he wanted to return to his abode, Brahmalok. And when he went to Brahmalok, when he came to the entryway to his palace guards, they stopped him there. And they said, "You cannot enter here." He says, "What are you talking about? I'm your master."
Who are you?
Yeah, they said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm your master, I'm Brahma." They said, No, you are not Brahma. We know, because our master, he is there in the palace. And he told us that someone is going to come here as an imposter, disguised as myself. Don't allow him to enter. So in that way, Lord Brahma started to think, oh, what's going on here? And now he began to consider that someone's mystic power was greater than his own. He immediately returned back to Vrindavan. And there he saw that Krishna was playing with all the cowherd boys. and he was sitting in the same area and taking his lunch.
You forget one thing. Balram Prabhu.
Yeah, but I'm coming to that. I'm coming.
First Balram Prabhu, then Brahma.
I'm getting this a little bit mixed up. Okay, so Gurudev is reminding me that Baladev Prabhu, on that day,
Only 3-4 days was to complete 1 year. Crazy.
yes, yeah, I'm coming to that. Okay, so Baladev Prabhu, he noticed after about 3 or 4 days before 1 year was completed. Why 1 year? Because Lord Brahma's time period is very, very long. He lives for billions and billions of years, trillions of years actually. So when Lord Brahma had gone away back to his Brahma Lok and returned back, it was actually only a moment by earthly time, by Brahma's time calculation, but it was actually 1 year by the earthly time calculation. So during that 1 year, Krishna was performing this lila of expanding as the calves and the cowherd boys. And so a few days just before 1 year had finished, Baladev Prabhu, he noticed one day a very peculiar occurrence. They were out herding the cows, and Baladev Prabhu, who was actually not with Krishna on that day that he expanded himself because it was his birthday and he was kept back home. So he didn't observe how the calves were stolen and so forth. But now Balaram was noticing that one day when the cowherd men were herding the cows on the top of the hill, and the cows noticed at the bottom of the hill, of Govardhan Hill, that their calves were there, being herded by Krishna, the cows suddenly became completely overwhelmed with motherly affection for their calves, and they started running very quickly down the hill to go to their calves. And the cowherd men who were trying to control the cows, they were also running after the cows to control them. But when the cows reached the bottom and they saw their calves, now the cows began to lick their calves, and they were so absorbed in maternal affection for their calves. And it was peculiar to Balaram. Why? Because these calves were the older calves. They were a year old. And the younger calves, which the cows usually have more affection for, they were showing more affection for the older calves. And now Balaram began to think, what is this? And then also, when he saw the cowherd men who were chasing the cows, and the cowherd men, when they saw their sons, they also became overwhelmed with paternal affection, and they began embracing their sons and smelling their heads with tears in their eyes. So Balaram was noticing that actually all this manifestation is the same kind of love that they actually have for Krishna. Because he knew that all the Brijvasis love Krishna more than they love their own offspring. So when he noticed this, he began to think. And actually, who is Baladev? Baladev is Krishna himself, an expansion of Krishna. But because Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, and Baladev is his first expansion, if Sri Krishna, who is Ishvara Parama, the supreme controller of all controllers, if Krishna does not want to reveal something in his Leela, even Baladev Prabhu cannot know. So Baladev Prabhu at that time, he thought, oh, this must be the mystic power of my younger brother. So he went and approached him, and then Krishna revealed to him what had taken place, that Lord Brahma had stolen and he had expanded like this. So now, when Brahma returned back, actually, during that 1 year period, also there was one other thing that happened. And how Sri Krishna fulfilled the desires of his eternal devotees. Because all the young little gopi girls, who were very young children, they also loved Krishna secretly within their hearts. And they had such a desire to have Krishna as their husband. So many of them were rishis and personified Vedas in previous lives. And they had also done so many austerities. So they wanted to have Krishna as their very own husband. So during that 1 year, Bhagavati Rishi, he advised that this is the most auspicious time, astrologically, that all the young gopi girls should be betrothed to their future husbands, the young cowherd boys. So in this way, they all became betrothed to Sri Krishna himself in the form of all the cowherd boys. And thus, they were able to fulfill their heart's desire of having Krishna as their eternal husband. So now, when Sri Krishna came back, when Lord Brahma came back from Brahmalok, and he saw that the cowherd boys were there, and they were enjoying their lunch just like before he had kidnapped them and taken them away. But then he thought, well, let me check and see in the cave. Are they still there in the cave? So he went and he looked in the cave, and he found that they were also there in the cave. And then he thought, how is this possible? And he went back to that place, and he saw they're still there also. So then, with his 4 heads, he looked in both directions, and he saw that they're both in both places simultaneously. And now he began to think, oh, I've made a mistake. This person's mystic power is much, much greater than mine. He has defeated my mystic power. He has even expanded himself as me and gone to Brahmaloka. So now Lord Brahma began to feel perturbed in his heart that he had committed some offense against his master Sri Krishna. So at that time, Lord Brahma, he came down and he searched for Krishna in the forest. Sri Krishna was in a secluded place in the forest. And when he came there, he saw all the cowherd boys were lined up in that meadow area. And Krishna revealed to Lord Brahma by showing him Vishnu forms coming. Beautiful, effulgent, thousands and millions of Vishnu forms coming from all the cowherd boys who were sitting there, from all the cabs, from their cowherd sticks, from their turbans, from every little bit of paraphernalia that they had. Sri Krishna himself, in the form of his Vishnu forms, had manifested in front of Lord Brahma, all super effulgent and beautiful in golden crowns. And in this way, Lord Brahma could see that actually Sri Krishna, he had personally expanded as all these cowherd boys. So in this secluded place, now Lord Brahma came down and saw Krishna in the forest. And on his swan carrier, he came down to the earth. And he alighted from his swan carrier and immediately approached Sri Krishna, who was standing there just like a little cowherd boy with a lump of foodstuffs in his hand, like a little laddu in his hand, and one of his cowherd friends leaning on his shoulder. And this big, huge form of Lord Brahma with golden crowns came and he laid before Krishna, doing full dandavat pranams. Then he arose with tears in his eyes, and now he began to speak his Brahma Stuti, his beautiful prayers, glorifying Sri Krishna. And there's one prayer in which he's Nomityate.
Thank you. You should see that there were 3 shades of Krishna cowherd and cows. One rear, who cows are grazing, and cowherd boys surrounding Krishna. They were taking prasadam. Those who are in backside also they are staying in front of Krishna. So enjoying and laughing, joking, they are taking prasadam. They were real. Maya covered them. Yoga Maya. And one said, Brahma took them and kept in the cave. Cows and cowherd boys. They were created by Yoga Maya. And one, the expansion of Krishna himself. So 3 sets of cowherd and cows and Krishna involved all there. Now, Achyutananda will try to do stuti, Brahma stuti. Drama play should be ready.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Please prepare for drama.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. First of all, I offer my most respectful obeisances unto Gurubhanu Gacharya Paramarthitam Shri Gurupada Padma Om Vishnu Pada Paramhams Puriyaj Gacharya Rashtoddhar Shatri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. So, Brahmaji is praying to Brajendranandan Shyamsundar Bhagavan Shri Krishna. He is on his knees because he has just performed this entire Leela. And he is praying toward Krishna. No midyate abhravapushe daridam varaya gunjavatam saparipichala sanmukhaya vanyasraje kavalavetra vishana venu lakshma shri mridupade pashupangajaya. So Brahmaji is saying, no midyate abhravapushe. Krishna, you are Idya. You are worshipable.
Come back in 1 minute, don't panic.
Not any other avatar of yours, not any other jiva, nobody else is Idya. You are Idya. You are worshipable. So he's saying, no midyate abhravapushe. And what form is this that is worshipable? That form, which is like a storm, who's dark like a thundercloud, and is covered with yellow cloth, pitambar bastra, that is like a thunderbolt. And you are wearing nice, beautiful earrings made of gunja flower. And they are swinging on your ears. Gunjavatam saparipichala sanamukhaya. On your neck there is a beautiful forest garland made of forest flowers. And and you have in your hand a horn for calling the cows, a morsel of food, and your arm is resting on the side of one of your gopas. Not only this, Lakshma Shri Mridupade Pashupangajaya. So you have so many auspicious signs and symbols on your lotus feet. So unto you, O son of Nanda Maharaj, I am offering my obeisances. So Chakravarti Thakur explains that here Brahmaji is saying that these wonderful earrings of Gunjamala found only in Braj, and this forest flower garland, which is made of flowers found only in Braj, these wonderful decorations are superior to anything found in Vaikuntha. So Brahmaji is offering this prayer to Krishna and establishing that this form of Brajendranandan Shyamsundar Bhagavan Shri Krishna, this is the supreme form of the Lord. Nothing else. So then Brahmaji continues. Jnane prayasam udapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam sthane sthita shuddhigatam tanuvagmanodhe je prayasho jitachito pyasitesto. He says, those who give up this path of impersonal jnana, jnane prayasam, giving up this path of jnana which leads to impersonal liberation, brahmajyoti, and they are doing obeisances, namanta eva, they are offering their obeisances, and they live their life offering their obeisances to those who speak this harikatha, Bhavadiya Vartam, those topics concerning you. They offer their respectful obeisances and they live their lives hearing these topics from your devotees. Jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam sthane sthita shuddhigatam tanuvagmanobhir je prayasho jitopyasitestu lokyam. And in doing so, they themselves conquer you, who are otherwise unconquerable within these three worlds. Then Brahmaji continues, Shreya Sritim Bhakti Mudasya Devi Bho पृच्छन्ति ते केवल बोधलब्धे तेषां सो क्लेशल एव शिष्यते नान्यथा तु स्थूलदशावघातिनां. So then he is establishing that of all ways to worship you, Shri Krishna, bhakti is the highest. There's karma kand, jnana kand, so many different ways of worshiping you, but this path of bhakti, this is the highest. This gives one the highest benefit. Shreya sritim bhakti mudasyate vibho. Bhagavad is in the first chapter says, what is the highest benefit? Shaunakadi Rishi is asking. So, Shreya sritim bhakti mudasyate vibho. Bhakti is the highest activity which provides the highest welfare for man. And those who give this up, Shreya sritim bhakti mudasyate vibho, then they only experience klesh, frustration, and untoward happenings. So, those who give up this path of bhakti, then they only are experiencing klesh. And they do not receive anything from giving up this path of bhakti. And those who go for the path of jnana, instead of performing the path of bhakti, they only experience klesh, misery. So, and not only that, not only do they just experience misery, but they don't attain anything from this, following this path of jnana. Just like someone is beating the husk of rice, where they will not attain any rice, they only attain just wasted effort. So Brahmaji is praying so many different prayers. Wow. So there's one more. There's many. Anyway, Brahmaji is offering like a garland of so many prayers to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. So
Only these are shlok, not more.
the other Tadvenukampam susamikshemano bhunjana evatmakritam vipapam hridvagvakurthir vedathan namaste jivetyo muktipade sadhayava. That, O Krishna, those who only wait for your mercy in any situation, anything that happens to your bhaktas, good or bad, they who consider it only your mercy, that they consider these things to be the fruit of their own previous activities. And with their heart, their words, and their mind, and their body, they offer pranams unto you. Hridvagvapurgir vidathan namaste jivetayo muktipade sadhayava jivetayo bhaktipade sadhayava. That they are the ones who are entitled to receive muktipade, which means liberation from bondage of this material world. And they are entitled to taste this fruit of prema bhakti. So,
Athapite deva padam buddha. Goptaki, Gopulepi. That is wrong. Jananta eva janantu. What?
Sum up. Brahma prayed to Sri Krishna. Aho tithanna prajago ramanna stannamritam pita mativate muda jasam vibhuvas taratmajatpana yatreptayadhyapathanalamatara. Oh, in this Brajabhumi, there Brajagopi, mother, Gopi and cow, they are very, very fortunate. Because Sri Krishna is Supreme Lord. He came from Golok Vrindavan, manifest his sweetness Leela. Also he has opulence mood, but he forgot now in Brajabhumi. Brajabhumi is ocean of love, praying Samudra. So Sri Krishna forgot all things. And he, like ordinary boy, and he is playing with Brajavasi and showing his sweetness Leela. In this way, Brahma prayed to Brajagopi, Mother Gopi. They are very fortunate. Also cows, they are very fortunate. Sri Krishna always drinking their breast milk. So we are offering so many fire sacrifice, we are offering ahuti. Many persons they are doing fire sacrifice. Sri Krishna is satisfied. Is he taking ahuti, eating or not? We can't understand. But here he manifests himself. And he is like a childhood little boy and always playing with them and drinking their milk. So again, when will we be? That time, so they are not giving milk. So in this way, he becomes calves, small calves, and baby child, and drinking milk. So they are very fortunate. In this way, Tadbhuri bhagyamiya janma kimapatavyam jad gopuryapi katamantri rajopi sikha jab jivitam tum nikilam bhagwan mukunda stadapi jat padarajas shrutimikhyami. Oh, this is my life. Will be fortune. I will be very lucky when I will take in Brajabhumi. I will take birth in Brajabhumi. In some part of Brajabhumi, in Gokul and anywhere. But this is no chance, not possible. So I pray. I will be stone, little stone, and small hills. Then Brajavasis, Brajagopis, they are bhava sometimes coming here. And they are keeping their feet. Keeping the feet and rubbing there. Then I can take their feet dust. In this way, my life will be. So I pray, Jat Jivitam Tum Nikhilam Bhagavana Mukunda. Mukunda, Sri Krishna is Mukunda. And he is giver of liberation. He is giver of pure love and affection, pure bhakti. Also always he is very happy with Brajavasi. And he is playing with Brajavasi, giving his sweetness Leela. So Jat Jivitam Tum Nikhilam Bhagavana Mukunda. All Brajavasis, they are like body, then Sri Krishna is their heart and their life. Also, if Brajavasis is their life, heart, their life, also Sri Krishna is body. If body and life, both are equal, they cannot live each other without each other. So in this way, Brajavasis' heart, mind, everything for Sri Krishna. Without Sri Krishna, without Sri Krishna, they cannot live. So, Jat Jivitam Tum Nikhilam Bhagavana Mukunda. Stadapi Jat Padarajas Shrutimikhyamiva. All Vedas, Shrutis, they are watching, always they are doing austerities for Sri Krishna's feet dust. They want their Sri Krishna's feet dust. So I should pray to Brajavasis. There I can touch their feet dust, then my life will be successful. In this way, Aho Bhagyam Nanda Gopa Brajaukasam Janmitram Paramanandam Purna Brahma Sanatanam. He is Purna Brahma, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. But Aho Bhagyam Nanda Gopa Brajaukasam. All Brajavasis, Nanda Maharaj, they are great fortune. So how can say they are fortunate? So Jan Mitram Paramanandam, Sri Krishna is their friend, their son, they are beloved. In this way, Sri Krishna is all in all Brajavasis, they have love and affection in mood. In this way, they always give you their love and affection. So Sri Krishna forgot all appearance mood, and he is playing with friends. He is playing, he becomes baby, and always taking these moods and testing their moods. In this way, Sri Krishna also very happy and always be happy. So I pray to Sri Krishna, oh Sri Krishna, so you gave liberation, more than liberation, dhatri gati to Putana. So I can't understand what is giving you to Brajavasi. So everything you gave. So in this way you have nothing to give you gave to Brajavasi. So in this way you become their child, their son, their friend and their beloved. So I prayed you, so I can take what in Brajabhumi like a stone. In this way he prayed again and again, more, and did parikram there. Then he went from there. At that time all friends, they told, oh Choma, forehead is so wonderful thing, they not seen before, we are from Ka. Then they laughed. Also Sri Krishna stand there and gave his hand to one friend. So very beautiful bow, attractive to everyone, to Brajavasi. And also Brahma prayed to Sri Krishna, and Brahma went from there. This is Brahma Mohan Leela. So Sri Krishna gave place to Brahma.
Hare Krishna, now drama play. Gurudev is going Gurudev is down there. After fire sacrifice, he has collected Bhiksha for Srila Gurudev. When Gurudev is down, please offer to Srila Gurudev. And I am requesting all audience, keep somewhere that who collected alms will come and offer to Srila Gurudev Bhiksha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So while Gurudev is going down and we are preparing for the drama, I have some important announcements to make. So please keep sitting. We have these nice saris which the ladies were wearing on the first day. So anyone who might want to purchase, a few of them left for $108 each. You can contact Aarti or Vinodini Didi. So Aarti and Vinodini Didi, if you can stand up, they can see whom they can contact for saris. So you can if anyone wants to buy the sari, you can contact them. Also tomorrow, there is going to be Harinam in downtown Houston. Haribol. So tomorrow Harinam in downtown Houston, 11 o'clock in the morning, and the address is at the intersection of Lamar Street and Main Street. There is a Macy's store. In front of them the devotees will gather. There is also enough parking there. You can park easily. 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at the intersection of Lamar and Main Street in front of Macy's. If anyone needs more directions, specific directions, you can please contact Pran Govinda Prabhu. So everyone should come and join the Nagar Sankirtan in downtown Houston tomorrow. Also, those who want shuttle service to the airport, please give your names to Roy Krishna Prabhu or anyone sitting at the refreshment table outside the Prasadam hall. There is a meeting of all. Can everyone please just settle down? Okay, let's see. Puja of Srimad Bhagavatam, and after that we will be giving our thanks to our beloved Shri Gurudev by performing a puja for Shri Gurudev, where everyone would be able to come on the stage, offer some flowers and whatever dakshina you would like to offer at the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, one final announcement before we start. Many devotees had committed for the new temple project in Houston, for which we are very, very appreciative. However, we still don't have all the names correctly, so I please request you to fill out these donation commitment forms. I'm going to read out the names of the devotees for whom we want them to please come and complete these forms, because we need to acquire this land. We have a small time window before we can acquire this land. Today, Gurudev met with the architects and the construction team, and they are going to start the design. And if we are not able to acquire the land, we will have to change all the design just for the 2.5 acres that we currently have. So if you have committed, please send your donations as soon as possible. So I'm going to read out these names, and Damodar Prabhu from Florida, Naveen Prabhu, God Govinda Prabhu. Is he here? God Govinda Prabhu? I think you have already given, right? Okay. So, but please fill out the form. Who's Naveen Prabhu? Naveen Prabhu. Naveen Krishna?
He's outside.
Alachua.
He's outside.
Huh? Because I had a name Naveen, just Naveen written. So, just Naveen, who is he? Is he here?
Yeah, Krishna right here.
Okay, Haribol. So please fill out the form. Jagannath Prabhu. Jagannath.
He's not here, but he represents those three.
Okay. So he'll fill out. Leela Nath from Miami. He left? Okay. Can someone please, Mahabodhi Prabhu, someone from Miami can give me his details? Okay. Giridhari Prabhu. Okay, thank you. Raksha Didi, if you can also please fill out the form. Radha Didi, I just had Radha Didi. Radha Didi who committed, is she here? Radha Didi? Okay, so some will have to figure out who she is. Durga and Kamlavati. Durga and Kamlavati. Are they here? Durga and Kamlavati? Okay. Kamal Nayan Prabhu. Kamal Nayan? Yeah. Praveen?
When will Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhu, he who is established within this material world, the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, give me shelter under his lotus feet? For the pleasure of Srila Gurudev and Sri Gauranga, and with the love of Srila Gurudev, their aspiring servants present a glimpse into the hearts of Sri Krishna's dearmost associates, the Braja Gopis, as they sing their song of separation.
and left you?
Let us search for our beloved Krishna. In the midst of the ecstasy of Saradiya Ras, Sri Krishna disappeared. The gopis searched the depths of the forest as far as the moonlight shone. Not seeing their beloved, their life airs had risen to their throats. In great desperation, they gathered on the bank of the Jamuna, calling their beloved to appear before them.
Jayati Devika Janmana Braja Shayata Indira Shashwara Rahi Dayita Dreshata Taidrita Savas Tamijivate Udaita, my beloved, of all the places in the universe, even Vaikuntha, Braj Vrindavan is the most glorious because you were born here. Lakshmi Devi is eternally present here, sweeping and serving all your charming pastime places. Because of her presence, all the Brajavasis are sinking in an ocean of happiness. Oh, except for us. Without you, we are suffering more than anyone has or ever will. Hudaita. Today, there is no one more sweet and beautiful than us. But soon, our youthful beauty will leave, and we will never be the same. If you miss this opportunity to enjoy with us, oh, we will die. But we cannot die. Our life heirs are happily residing with you. Oh, Daita, you have taken our hearts and our minds. Please, return them to us and relieve our suffering.
You wish to know what kind of suffering you have caused us? Oh, Suratanath, your eyes are so beautiful. You are always calling us with these eyes, begging for Surata. A very special meaning. Your eyes are more beautiful than the perfectly formed petals of the lotus flower yet. They seem to steal the qualities of whatever they behold. The beauty of the lotus and the wonder of a freshly born thundercloud. The dance of the peacocks and the contents of our hearts. You have taken everything from us, and we have become your unpaid maidservants.
our actions. You are killing millions and millions of gopis. If we die, then this terrible sin will be on your head. We do not want this. Please come back to us. Greatest of personalities, you have protected us from so many dangerous demons, like the serpent Kaliya, or like the whirlwind demon Trinabarta, like the giant Aghasura demon. The cowherd boys ran ahead of you to play in his mouth, and you followed them just to save them. You knew that if they died, then all of the Brajavasis, including us, would also die. Just see how you have cared for our hearts. You have protected us from so many dangerous calamities. But now, you are killing us. Oh, Kamdev, your 5 arrows are so intense that we are burning with desires to please you. You betrayer! We have given everything for you, thinking that you would protect us, and now we are dying, and you are not here. Oh no, Saki. We have called Krishna a betrayer and a murderer of women. He will say, "Why are you calling me such cruel and painful words? I cannot bear to hear such things." Oh, what if he never comes back? Oh, Nata, we didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Oh, friend, please do not be angry with us. We know you are the son of Yashoda Maya. Yet, Gargacharya and Purnamasi Devi have told us that you are Antaryami, the super soul within the heart, and the Sakshi, the witness to everything. Seeing your activities, we have come to believe them. Why, if someone is crying and suffering so much, Antaryami remains neutral and does nothing to help him? We are crying and suffering so much from separation from you, yet you remain undisturbed. But if you are Antaryami, you know our hearts. You know the sadness we feel when you are not with us. By the prayers of Brahma, you have come to protect the whole universe. We are also part of the universe. So you should protect us by giving us your darshan. You are not only the son of Yashoda Maya, you are our Sakha, our best friend. You are pleased by our words and want to grant us a wish. O best of the Yadus, I simply ask that you place your lotus-like hand on my head and make me fearless. I am so afraid when you are not here. Oh, beloved, I have been mercilessly shot by Cupid's 5 arrows of love. They have pierced my heart, and I am now about to die. I have surrendered to you, knowing that your hand fulfills all desires. You have taken the hand of Lakshmi Devi in marriage, and you will never leave her. O Kanta, please place that same hand upon my head.
Dearest love, when you're here speaking to us, your words are like nectar. They're so sweet. But when someone else speaks your words in your absence, it is like that because it reminds us of you. The Kavis, your devotees, tell us that all our suffering will leave by listening to your glories. But we see that we're still suffering, even though we speak about you all the time. And your holy name is really Mangalam. And you should come and give us darshan.
and much thought. We see that those who tell Harikatha are Murida. They cause the death of those who listen to them. They go from house to house, telling everyone to give up everything and worship you. They cut all of their material attachments and make them wait for you, causing so much disturbance in their life. Your Harikatha causes so much suffering. Yet, we cannot leave it.
Oh, Priya, your lotus feet are Sujata, just like a lotus flower. They have very gentle and cooling qualities. We want to serve them with our heart. Because of all parts of the body, the heart is the best. We want this for your benefit. Because we know that you will be greatly satisfied by this. We fear that your feet are being wounded by so many thorns and stones. How can you tolerate so much pain? Indeed, we are confused by this. Have your feet become hard because they have associated with our hard hearts? Or have the thorns and stones become soft? We do not understand. We do not understand. Actually, we know that you must feel pain, but you ignore it because it is insignificant compared to the pleasure that you feel upon meeting with us. In fact, you enjoy seeing our suffering. We want to give you happiness, and therefore, we cannot die. We just must live in this miserable condition. You are our life, and for your welfare, for your benefit, we keep our life with you. This is the only reason that we have not died yet.
But now we understand that because our lives are with you, giving you so much pleasure, it is okay for us to die. Our lives will remain with you, making you happy. And you will live for millions and millions of years. Now we can go. Now we can die. Yate sujata charanam guru hamstaneshu vikasanai priyadati mahi karkasheshu Venat virat siddharyate naginsit Kurvani vinava my dear gopis, our meeting is certainly free from all material contamination. I am completely indebted to you. Even if I lived as long as the demigods, I could not repay you. You have left your families and responsibilities, which, like heavy shackles, are so difficult to overcome. And you did all of this just to search for me. Oh, gopis, how could I ever repay you? Please, be satisfied with this unparalleled devotion alone.
Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Jugala Meena Sarvati Gauraye Lalita Jisakika Radha Mohana Chupati Vakasundar Pitambara Siti Pancha Jula Manohar Lalita Madhava Bhave Nisha Kanukanya Neela Bharsana Kori Rupe
Very, very excellent drama play. Appreciate only one, to whom I see best. Who started first? Jayati Desikam. Oh, very straight. After you, very best. After Radhika, oh, most sweet. Oh, then Lalita, oh, most sweet. And then Vishaka and Chitra. I cannot explain. To whom I see of best. Madhureina samapayet. Madhureina samapayet. Our Srimad Bhagavad Katha is going on. Very sweet. And this in Gopi Geet is more sweetest. If we will take out Gopi Geet from Srimad Bhagavatam, it will be not full Srimad Bhagavatam. So, I am giving blessings to you all that try to follow Gopis. How they have given their chastity, their father, mother, everything for Krishna. And Krishna cannot repay. Krishna also paid very good role. So my blessing is that you should follow Gopi. Give up everything and follow Gopi, especially the Rup Manjaris and others. Go, who composed? Oh, double blessing to Mother Mohini. Very good. Go,